Welcome to Defeat Your Cravings, hosted by Dr. Glenn Livingston, PhD. Glenn has held his doctorate in psychology for more than 30 years and is also a former multi-million-dollar consultant to the big food industry and uses his experience to help you defeat your cravings. This show will help you to focus on dramatically reducing cravings and leave the diet mentality behind, so you can more easily and effortlessly achieve your health, fitness, and body composition goals. Please remember, no doctor-patient relationship is created via this show, and you are responsible for confirming any changes to your diet, health, or psychological routines with an appropriately licensed professional before implementing them. Now, before we get started, if you haven't yet downloaded the free smartphone app to access dozens of these recordings all in one place, as well as to avail yourself of a confidential community for support, motivation, and assistance, please visit the podcast link on defeatyourcravings.com as soon as possible. And now, here's your host, Dr. Glenn Livingston.
Hey, this is the very good Dr. Glenn Livingston, and I'm here with a delightful woman named Catherine from Northern Ireland. Isn't that right, Catherine?
That's right.
What's the difference between a Northern Irish accent and a Southern Irish accent?
Oh, good question. Some people say we sound a little Canadian. I don't know if that is correct or not. We also speak really fast.
I like the way you sound a lot better than Canadians.
Oh, okay.
I'm probably going to get hate mail from Canadians now, but
yeah, also maybe a little bit Scottish as well. So there's a whole mix of accents. And Northern Ireland is a very small place. And like most countries, we tend to have a huge amount of dialogue that differences. And some parts of Northern Ireland, we can't understand the others. So there you go.
It's funny. Okay, well, Catherine has agreed to let me record this conversation so you can all benefit from her experience and strength and hope and wisdoms, as well as her trials and tribulations and stumbles. So, Catherine, why don't you start at the beginning? Just give me a thumbnail sketch of what your story with food was like before, then what happened.
Okay, well, I suppose I could say I was probably a serial dieter. I think I spent all my life on a diet. I'm 49 years old now. And when I look back, I definitely have spent 30 plus years on a diet. But I actually realized that there was a lot more to it. It wasn't just a diet. I actually was probably feeling something that wasn't just right emotionally. That's the conclusion I came to before I just joined the program, which was the September intensive in 2020. I had found out about the program actually when I was in lockdown in Spain. We lived there for 1 year, and while I was there, I discovered it by fluke, and I thought that sounds really interesting. And I guess I was probably thinking this could be my last chance at doing something. I'll always remember this lockdown situation, having made somewhat of a success of myself. So I discovered it and I kind of hemmed and hawed and thought, well, I won't die. I think the time difference was probably a concern of mine. But anyway, I went for it and it's been pretty amazing.
Was the time difference a trouble?
Not really. I've commented on a few people that have asked this question on the Facebook pages. You know, if you want to make something work, you will. What I actually done was I just caught up the next day. Glenn, I mean, a lot of the recordings wouldn't have suited me, and I've got 2 young kids, and it's just life was always going to get in the way. But I just made the decision that that wasn't going to let me not do it. So I caught up, and I always find a way.
You listened to the recordings and kept up with things.
I did, yeah, because I walk every day and I love that. That's kind of my therapy now. I'm always listening to someone's tale, just like I'm speaking right now. So I always had something to listen to while I'm out walking. So I never let it be an obstacle for me. That's what I'm saying. So anyway, talking about my binging, I realized that I obviously did have a problem. I went through periods of being just a really horrible binge eater. Then I managed things fine. You know, the cycle when you're on, off, on, off. And I suppose what I really didn't like was I started to really hate myself. I couldn't bear to look at myself in the mirror. I didn't really want to do too much. I think I stepped back socially and I could see a big change in myself. I was also hitting the dreaded perimenopause stage and I was so fearful because I'd read so much about this huge change that all women will go through. And I think that was also a deciding factor. I thought, well, I'd either go down this line, continue doing what I'm doing and become a complete mess, or I'll embrace this new way of thinking with regards to eating and the program. And it's been just amazing for me because I could have become one of those ladies that just slipped into perimenopause and lost themselves, but I haven't. I've managed to lose weight, which was never really my number one reason to go on the planet. I just wanted to stop binging, Glenn. It was really destroying my life. Like really it destroyed my life. And I thought, I'm going to become an old woman. I'm going to be binging in the car, binging in all these secret places. I just didn't want that for myself anymore.
So what happened?
And I joined up. Fiona was my coach and I understood what I was getting into. And honestly, I have not binged since September. And it's
Really?
been amazing. No,
Since day one.
day one.
What was the insight that did it for you on day one?
I think I hit the button because I thought this is my last chance. And I give myself...
Did you say the F button? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so you hit the F button. Okay, go ahead.
I think I looked in the mirror and I give myself a right good talking to, and bearing in mind that I cannot stand looking in the mirror. I mean, I'm sitting right now looking at my reflection in the window and I'm avoiding myself, but slowly I can see that that is changing. So I hated looking at myself. I hated the way I looked. Number one, just how I looked physically, and also because I was afraid to make eye contact with myself because I thought I am just one messed up person with regards to food. I'm really suffering inside. I'm pretending that everything's okay, but it's actually not. And it's really sad when you can't look at yourself in the mirror and you're not happy with your body. And, you know, that's a really sad place to be.
You couldn't take it anymore.
No. And on top of this COVID nonsense as well, I think it was almost like a good thing because I felt it's just time to make a change. It's time to make a change. Stop messing around with diet. Stop doing these silly plans that you know are going to backfire and you're going to end up putting on the weight again and going around in a circle. I needed something really different. And there's no doubt about it. This whole plan is very different, the whole thinking, but it's so bloody simple.
Would you mind sharing your first rule? What was it that got you right on track? But you hit the F button.
I just said to myself, I'm not going to binge. That was the first thing. The second thing probably was, what was my go-to binge foods? And like I had a chronic problem with chocolate. I could have probably eaten 10 pounds worth of chocolate in one binge, which is a lot. So chocolate was just my go-to.
Did you say 10 pounds?
Yeah, maybe. You know what? I never really weighed it.
That's almost a level where you could have an amphetamine psychosis. I understand that. I'd have a couple of pounds. I understand that.
Oh, okay. So maybe 10. Okay. I'm a bit of an exaggerator. Yeah. When I think about 10 pounds is an awful lot. Okay. I'm going to say a huge amount of chocolate. Maybe, maybe 2 pounds.
Okay. So yeah, 10 pounds of chocolate, you hit the F button. You made a rule that said you'd never eat chocolate?
Never eat chocolate again. Also, ice cream would have been another thing that I was really, really find difficulty controlling. And also in around there as well, dessert style baked goods. Sorry, Fiona helped me come up with that one because I was having difficulty with baked goods. So those three things I have not eaten since September 2020.
Chocolate, baked goods, and what else?
Ice cream was huge for me. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. I've since added granola to that and peanut butter.
Okay. You had some very specific binge foods and you decided to get them out of your life and that made it a lot easier.
Yeah, I swear to God. And if you had said to me 6 months ago or last year that this was what's going to happen, I would have thought absolutely no way, but I have cut them out and they're just not my food anymore. And I mean, I've got 2 young kids and there's always that kind of stuff in the house. And I just look at it and I think that's not my food. I don't eat that.
Wow. What's happened to you physically since you cut these things out?
I'm slowly starting to actually be able to look at myself in the mirror. I'm happier with myself because I know I'm making progress. I've dropped probably about 10 pounds. I had probably about 14 to lose. I'm really small. I mean, I'm only 5 foot and 6 pounds on me is kind of like too much.
That's a perfectly acceptable rate. I like when people lose weight slowly. It's much safer.
Yeah. And I'm really pleased with that. I'm fitting into clothes that I didn't fit into since before I got married. I'm also working out a lot and I've obviously got a lot more energy. I'm doing 3 personal training sessions a week. I really know what I'm doing there with my trainer. And I'm also walking for 1 hour 4 times a week. So I'm really putting a lot into just getting healthy, getting into good shape. And I know I am.
What does it feel like inside of you? Do you feel less bloated? Do you have cleaner energy? How is your sleep? What's different?
Well, I suppose I feel that I'm being much kinder to myself. I'm eating better foods. I'm not blaming everyone else for my problem. My problem was just being greedy and just overeating and just getting into that rut of allowing myself to eat chocolate, to eat ice cream, although pig slop. I'm not doing that anymore. So I feel that I'm being much healthier. I feel happier. I feel a bit more in control, a bit more present in everyday life because I'm not planning the next binge, Glenn, and I'm not thinking, where am I going to buy that food? What lies can I tell? I need to go to the shop and buy milk. I used to pour milk down the drain so I could say, oh, guess what? I need to go to the shop and get milk.
I
And then
see.
yeah, I'm telling you.
Were there any particular refutations that helped you along the way? Did you have any close calls? Has your inner pig been bothering you along the way? What's that been like?
You know, my pig has been actually, I'm not going to say he's been really nice to me, but I think he knows that I have him caged. He's pretty quiet, and I have pages and pages of refutations that I've done along the way with the help of Fiona. She was so kind to me.
If you're open to it, people really like it when our clients share a few key refutations that work for them because everybody does it in a different way and it's inspiring to other people.
Okay, so here's one of my really strong ones. I guess I just started this one with actually stating my nevers. This one was, I never eat chocolate, ice cream, or dessert style baked goods. I don't eat granola and I don't eat peanut butter. So my pig is saying, yeah, right. You're addicted to chocolate. You adore ice cream and those baked goods. You will not survive without them, Kate. They taste so good and you're missing out on all of that yumminess. Why bother? You have failed before. And actually, I'm going to make you fail, Kate. I'm in control of you and I can make you do and eat anything. This is not pig slop. It's soothing you and I know you can't wait to get it. It relaxes you and you need to be relaxed, kid. Your heart rate decreases when you purchase your binge foods and it's so exciting. Go on.
How did you beat that?
Hey, pig, I was addicted to all of those foods, but you know what? Not anymore, pig. It's just slop. Pig slop. I don't eat pig slop. Then the next one, you will not survive without them, Kate. Hey, pig, I know you want me to binge, but I 100% can survive without all of that pig slop. I'm doing so well, so thank you.
There's not a doctor that's going to diagnose you with a chocolate deficiency.
The next one, they taste so good. You're missing out on all of that. Hey, pig, yeah, they tasted good for about 5 minutes. Actually, I know I'm missing out on nothing. Adios, pig. Why bother? You have failed lots. Hey, pig, why do you want me to fail? I'm not going to fail now or in any time in the future. Actually, I'm going to make you fail. Hey, pig, you're not going to make me fail. That's kind of funny because I'm in control of you. So I'm kind of getting rid of the pig. I know what he's doing and he's pretty quiet.
Because you're a tough cookie. That's why he's quiet. You're a really tough cookie. Yeah.
Because I've always been a walkover and this has given me a real strength that I've never had before.
So I have a question for you. You hit the F button and then everything changed.
Mm-hmm.
How would you advise other people to find their F buttons?
I think they need to get angry.
Yeah?
Get angry. Yeah. I think I got really angry because I realized I was always angry at myself. And I realized I need to get angry with something else. And the pig was what I directed my anger at. And I put him into the cage and I just put the big F button on top of him and I pressed it.
That sounds great. So you got fed up. You got fed up with letting your pig boss you around. You got fed up with your pig stealing your life from you. You got fed up with being angry with yourself.
Yeah.
And you said, screw it. I'm putting the pig in the cage and I'm putting the F button right on the pig.
Yeah, that's right, Glenn. That's right. and I feel really, really strong. I am the weakest person and I'm a walkover. But for once, I just thought I have to put this boyo somewhere, because I think when it was explained that it was actually as a pig, I could picture it. This pig wants me to fail, and I'm not going to fail. I've failed at so many attempts at losing weight and getting healthy and taking control. And now I have control.
How do you know this isn't just another diet?
Oh, I've heard you asking other people that question, actually. I don't know. I just know. It's like 100%. It's in my bones.
But what's different, though? See if you could articulate what's different, that feeling in your bones, as opposed to how you felt when you did XYZ diet or ABC diet.
I think all of those other diets, I could always see, oh, that's going to end soon, because I'm dieting for a purpose. I'm dieting for an occasion. I'm dieting because I'm going on holidays. I'm actually planning my life now without the pig.
You're committed to turning into a different person.
Yeah.
You're a different person with food. So you listen to the recordings, you listen to those coaching groups rather than participating in them actively. Was that helpful to you?
100%. So basically what everyone said, some things really made sense.
And working with Fiona, that was helpful, the email coaching?
That was brilliant. Yeah, that was brilliant. She always gave me really positive feedback, but she always put the onus on me to figure it out, which was really clever. She never put the words into my mouth. She would have asked me, what do you think? What would make that work? I think that's really clever.
Could you tell that Fiona had a Scottish accent through email?
Yes, because I spoke to her.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I actually spoke to her one day. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she's great.
Great. What about the rest of the program, the educational seminars, the Mastery Challenge? Did you use that?
I loved everything, and I have a friend that I am actually going to recommend it. I said, I'm going to recommend this to her after 1 month, and then I thought, no, I'm going to run it for a few more months, and actually I'm thinking of really 100% recommending it to her. She will be on your time zone, and I can see it working for her.
If there were someone along those lines who felt like it wasn't going to be worth the money, or they weren't going to have the time to do it, what would you tell them?
100% do it. I would not think for 1 second of not recommending the program. For me, it's changed my life in the last 3 months. So yeah, I've been on for 3 months.
Catherine, is there anything that I should have asked you that I didn't ask you? Anything you really wanted to share with me about your experience or the program, or something you want to ask me that we didn't get to talk about?
No, everything was always answered for me, and it was never too complicated. I just got on with it, and I thoroughly enjoyed doing it, and I'm continuing to work it every day.
I know that everybody is jumping up and down, ready to press their own F button.
Brilliant. If that's what it takes to get someone going and to get their mojo back, I'm telling you, make it the biggest F button they ever did see.
There you go. All right, dear. Well, thank you so much. This was great.
Thank you, Glenn. It was really nice to chat.
Thank you, dear. Be well. I'll see you in the groups.
Okay. Happy Christmas.
Thank you. You too.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
And that brings us to the end of today's broadcast of Defeat Your Cravings, hosted by Dr. Glenn Livingston. Now, if you'd like to find out more about the products and services Dr. Glenn offers to help you dramatically reduce your cravings and stop overeating in 90 days or less, please visit defeatyourcravingscoaching.com. That's defeatyourcravingscoaching.com. Thanks.